What is going on, everybody? Steve here from Elf Nerd Entertainment. Thank you for dropping by the channel. Today I'm doing a no-death run of Jurassic Park for the Sega Master System, also released on the Sega Game Gear. I'm going to dedicate this NDR to my buddy, Master System Marceau, as it's one of his favorite Master System games and one of his favorite games in general. And I can totally see why. This game was really, really good. As soon as I turned it on, I was kind of hooked and really enjoyed playing through the game and learning it. The NDR was a tad frustrating to get done, but overall I really enjoyed this game. Graphically, it's got some nice parallax scrolling on these weird shooter levels, which are actually not a threat to your lives. I would think when your power bar runs out here, you would die. Not the case. I did learn that in one of my attempts. Basically what happens is if you don't complete this level and defeat whatever dinosaur you face, you'll start the level with next to no health, which is never good. Succeed and you'll start the level with the full health bar. They call those platforming levels action levels, which is kind of funny because this is kind of more action-packed. Well, I guess it's kind of like a rail shooter, but just a cool extra thing in the game that they could have not included, but they did. So it's sort of like two games in one. Okay, so there's that first segment there. We shot down what looks like a giant Pachycephalosaurus. I don't know if it's an Albertus Rex or, yeah, I think it's an Albertosaurus. So here we are, the wind is blowing. We got some small tornadoes spinning around. The colors are nice. The graphics are okay. So let's do the GamePro magazine review. The graphics are not outstanding. And
Final bloody attempt at this.
me complaining and crying because I did have a good 4 or 5 failed attempts where I got far and failed, which is always frustrating when it comes to NDRs. I'd rather screw up quickly and restart early so you're not wasting near as much time. But yes, the graphics are not superb in this game, but they're not poor either. They do have some nice effects with the shimmering branches in the trees, though this fire does look a little blocky. Its graphics are okay. Like, I like the sprite. Now, you don't play as Dr. Alan Grant, but he sure as hell looks like Dr. Alan Grant. So, being the big Jurassic Park fan that I am, I'm going to pretend that it is Grant, because it looks just like him. But it's not. The graphics, I think, are fair to give a 3.5 out of 5. They're not great, but they're not bad either. The game itself is much better than both its graphics and its sound. Its sound, in my opinion, is pretty lackluster. There's a lot of points in this game where it's kind of ear-piercing, and especially the boss music, for example. It's very loud, very abrasive, and not very appealing. As we quickly approach the first boss, and then a very annoying boss in a Triceratops. But yes, I will give the graphics a 3.5 out of 5, and I'll give the sounds, I'm feeling generous, I'll give a 3. The sound's not the best in this game. It's very forgettable. None of the levels' music is really all that great, though there are some points where it's not so bad with the sound effects and whatnot. But average score, 3 out of 5 for sound. Its controls are superb. Now, this is potentially the best Jurassic Park game from the early 90s era. You know, the Super Nintendo version has no save features on original hardware. The game itself is incredibly boring and just a missed opportunity. So it doesn't have a chance in the running for best JP game. Jurassic Park Rampage Edition definitely improves a lot of things on the original Jurassic Park on Sega Genesis, though I still think the Sega Genesis Jurassic Park is better than its sequel, Rampage Edition, just due to a slightly better story, better level design, and just more or less following the movie, where Rampage Edition just seems like an excuse to pump out more cash grabbing on the name Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park The Lost World for the Game Gear is quite a solid game, but very lacking when it comes to depth. It's very short and very easy. So as good as it is, it doesn't get much credibility for being far too short and easy. The last one is The Lost World for Sega Genesis, which is like a better version of the Super Nintendo game, which I actually very much enjoy. Possibly the best Jurassic Park game. I'm still going to give that title to the Genesis game, though this one comes up just close. And if someone were to say to me that this game is much better than the original Jurassic Park on Genesis, I would totally understand where they're coming from. This game probably is the best Jurassic Park game of those bunch. Again, more beautiful parallax scrolling, some nice looking colors here on this level, and this game rocks. Its controls are excellent. One thing this game doesn't suffer from that the Sega version does, the Sega Genesis version, is slow down. This game runs smooth and crisp the entire time. Never did I feel like the inputs were not responding. Gameplay's excellent, 5 out of 5. As we shoot down this obnoxious pterodactyl or pterodon, you want to kind of shoot your cursor ahead so it flies into it. Of these screens that I call the action stages, I don't know what they call them because they call the platforming stages action. We already talked about that. The pterodactyls or pterodons are the hardest ones to face because they're always moving around. But nonetheless, these rail shooting parts are pretty fun. The rocks on the road are pretty annoying because they'll disrupt your aim. I think they do that because otherwise it would be far too easy to accomplish. As you can see, we're pretty neck and neck right now for health. I do believe I lose one of these battles, which is never good because then you got to start that next level
Stupid fucking
with
rocks.
low health. Yeah, the rocks really throwing me off there. But yes, how is this game when it comes to fun factor? It's really, really fun.
Fuck you, man. You fucking
I'm cursing, I'm bitching. Because yeah, I got to start the level now kind of, not in the best state of affairs here. Yeah, how much health do I got? 1 hit point. I got to recover. I'll probably even have to waste a health. I'll talk about that in a bit. How is this game for fun factor? It's a 4.5 out of 5. This game's pretty sweet. I wouldn't say it's a 5 because, I played games that are significantly more fun on the Master System and from the 8-bit generation, but it's a damn good one, 4.5 out of 5. Overall, though, I say this is a game you must play. This is a really, really good Sega Master System game, and like I said, potentially the best Jurassic Park game from the early 90s. So as I crawl my way across the top here, avoiding the lava ever so close, you can get some health from shooting these guys.
fucking goddamn fucking motherfucker. Classic
Steve there, raging out. I think most of my rage stems from wasted time. Time is valuable, they say, right? And you can't get back time. So I guess when I feel like I have the ability to do this in 1 or 2 tries, and that turns into 4 or 5, that's probably where a lot of my rage is stemmed from when gaming. Because, time is precious. I'm not getting any younger. So even a wasted hour can feel quite frustrating when I feel like I should accomplish it in much less time. Or I'm just a rageaholic psycho, one or the other. I think it's a mixture of both there. As we climb up to get a health pack, I did want to talk about these health packs. These health packs, in my opinion, are very essential, and which will make anybody's NDR significantly easier. Now, in a lot of cases, some games just require raw skill, especially when they're one-hit deaths like Shadow Dancer or Sunset Riders. You don't have much to save you in those games other than knowing the patterns, where to be, and just being really good. Sometimes NDRs, you can use certain things in the game to your advantage. In this game, it is health packs. Now, if you're looking to do a casual playthrough of this game, what you can do is you can die once or twice deliberately, go back into certain levels, and collect med packs and stockpile them for a max number of 9. But if you're doing an NDR, you still want to play good, so you still need to perform. Avoid electrical sparks like this, which I don't do a very good job of, as getting through these spots are quite hard.
Bullshit.
It is bullshit.
Bullshit.
Quite difficult. But those med packs, they're like sub-tanks in Mega Man.
Bullshit.
In difficult situations, when you're about to be killed, you can hit pause,
Every fucking time.
go over to your med pack, and use it. I have 2 currently.
Goddamn.
For the end boss, I want at least a minimal of 4. Because even though I can do it on 2 med packs, sometimes I'll need 5. It all depends on how he attacks and how well I play. So a big goal of mine in this playthrough was to play good enough that I didn't have to waste med packs. I've obviously, I think, had to waste 1 already.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to waste one already, and that's already not good. But regardless, I know where enough of them are located to get the job done. And I think if you play this game and you use that strategy of mine, it'll make it that much easier for you to obtain the no death run as well. And using the correct weapons. So let's talk about the weapons in this game, which makes it kind of unique and fun. You're given 3 different guns. You got like this, shoots like an echo ray, if you will. And it is pretty good for just a general projectile attack for horizontal shooting. It's the main weapon I use, but there's also this cool one that you shoot up, almost like a mortar that splits apart and is also very useful for like pterodactyls or turret guns up on ceilings. And the last one is, I guess, just a regular piece of dynamite that you huck in an arc. Those are really good for the raptors. So here we go. We got boss number 2 now, which I guess is a raptor, and I'm not using the dynamite because this raptor acts a little differently. He's a boss raptor, and he sort of hops around a little different, so I just prefer the regular sonar stun gun, if you will. See, the boss music, it's not great. It's okay, though. So that's the thing. When it comes to any video game, boss music needs to be awesome. That is just like a standard. Like I've never made a video game, but I tell you, if I was in charge of making one and I had to oversee the project, and somebody came to me with a finished product or near finished project, and I had to check it and say, give my critiques on what I want fixed before we put it out into the public, it'd be good boss music for sure. If I notice lackluster boss music, I'd be like, whoa, go back to the sound department, tell them I want better music. But hey, we captured the raptor as we captured the triceratops. Even though I'm shooting them, I guess they're all tranq guns. So we have tranquilized the raptor. That's not Alan Grant, though it looks like him. And we are off to the next level. It's probably one of my favorite jingles in the game. I don't know if this level looks good. I think it looks kind of nice. It's a bit of an eyesore because there's a lot of layers going on here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, essentially 9, 10 layers of things, which is great for the parallax scrolling department. Absolutely. You can't take that away from it. It's not chugging. It's running very smooth, and it looks fantastic. They're all moving at different speeds and whatnot, so that's executed nicely. But I think maybe it's a tad much. There's definitely a solid mixture of color in there, and it almost looks like a magic eye picture if you were to just glance at it. But no, it still looks good. So here is the Paradon, or pterodactyl number 2. They're my least favorite. I think I defeat this one, even though I have a bad start. Now I tell you, my first several playthroughs of this, even when I was played the game for my very first time, I was convinced if I ran out of health here, that would result in a death. But it doesn't. It just basically, hey, you suck there, so now you get to start the next level, you know, behind the 8 ball. Low on health, and, you know, so it's like you do want to perform here. You really, really do. Like, especially for the NDR as well. I believe I only screwed up one of these, which was the previous level. As right now, I'm owning this pterodactyl, or Paradon. If you know what it is pterodactyl just the subspecies, and a Paradon is the actual name? For example, an orca is the actual name of, like, you know, the whale. So it's like, if I call it a pterodactyl, is that like calling an orca just a whale? I'm not sure. I think that might be the case. You know what I mean? Like calling a tiger a panther. Yes, a tiger is the name of the animal, but its subspecies is a panther. You know, Panthera, which is of the cat family. I guess this jingle ain't bad. It's not great though, but it's okay. So here, we don't need to go where I'm going right now, but for me, it's definitely an easy and important thing to obtain as we crawl through this ugly looking cave. I want to point that out. This cave looks pretty poor. Health pack. Gotta collect them. Gotta try to stockpile them, as many as we can. Definitely, because that final boss can be a bitch. That's a tricky spot too. If you're not quick about exiting there instantly on the platform, you'll find yourself in the water below really easily. Just a little hint right there. So if you're getting that health pack and you go back to like the outdoor area, instantly run. Instantly run to the left and you'll merge with the platform smoothly. Any hesitation and that boulder will hit you. You'll either take big health or you'll jump stupidly at the wrong time in the water. Water droplets do not hurt you. I ran from them in fear until I decided, hey, I'm gonna see if these hurt me. And they don't. They're just there to mess with your head. Tradition to dance. Someone might be laughing at me right now, but it is tradition to dance in every No Death Run commentary. Even if the music is just average. Like I said, it's a 3 out of 5, but it's good enough to pop the shoulders too. Okay, so we're off to the next stage of the level here. We're gonna get out our, let's call it the mortar gun, because we got some pterodactyls up above and we wanna shoot directly into them. I still don't know what those little coins do. I think they're just for points. That might be a free man or a continue. I don't know how many I have, but I'm probably sure I've ran up quite a few. But yeah, this gun's ideal for any kind of, you know, aerial creature. Whether it's a turret gun, like I said, or a Paradon. Okay, so boss fight time. So this big pterodactyl will swoop down and soar down over and over. Less is more here. And hang near the bottom. And just kind of pick your shots carefully and when necessary, climb up. And just kind of remain cool here. It is easy to take shots, but this is probably one of the easiest bosses in the game, in my opinion. The Triceratops for sure being the hardest, and then the final boss. Ooh, missed opportunity there. Fucking blowing it. First time I played this, I wasn't even sure if it was the boss. I didn't pick up on the music. I was just like playing and I thought I was going somewhere. I'm like, all right, we're gonna traverse through this auto-scrolling part of the level, and then when I defeated it, I was like, oh, that was the boss. But yes, this is the boss of this level. So I like the interesting mix-up. It's not just, you know, the same thing each time. Sometimes games get pretty lazy with how they do certain things, but, you know, I don't know. Sitting back and re-watching this, I can kind of see how it is potentially better than the Genesis version. Potentially. But hey, we have captured... Did they say what it was there? I never read that. What do I care about 13,000 points? It's like, yeah, you got 13,000 points. Nobody cares about points. Nobody. Unless it's like an old arcade game like Pac-Man or Donkey Kong. Nobody cares about points. It's ridiculous. New games need to start including points again. Let's bring back points. It's so pointless. But here we are in another action level. Grab the gas tanks. They'll fill your health bar. Or make your health bar bigger. So that's always good. Each little dinosaur you shoot will replenish your health as well. So it's quite forgiving too. It's like these are actually pretty easy parts of the game. So we got the big T-Rex now. Huge target, hard to miss him. His head is the size of a like Volkswagen Golf. So pretty easy to shoot him in the face. And, you know, it's a big easy target there. Unlike the pterodactyl, which is pretty hard to hit. This is a giant T-Rex. So if you can't shoot him in the face with his car-sized head, you better get your aim checked. So we are done. Moving on to the next level. Got lots of points and a free man. Now we're going to the platform stage. But yeah, rather lengthy levels. I got, you know, this game was like, somebody cared about this game. They wanted this game to be good. And they succeeded at that. And it's kind of a shame, too, because, you know, like, not many people had the Master System in, say, 1993 or 1994 when this game would be relevant. And it's a real shame, too, because this is quite a quality game. Like, all I knew, people only had the Genesis version and the Super Nintendo version, and, well, back then we thought they both sucked. As I've gotten older, I've come to see the good in the Genesis version, though if somebody says it blows, I won't argue with them. Like, I know it's a pretty damn good game because I've taken the time to get good at it, but again, if someone's like, dude, that game sucks, I'm not going to argue with them. I can totally understand where they're coming from. Where if they play this one, they're probably going to be like, no, that's actually pretty good. And that's probably the main reason why it is kind of the hidden gem of the Jurassic Park games. Though I'll always argue, if you take the time to get good at the Genesis version, you'll probably come to discover that you quite like it. But see, that's a big difference. Here, you don't need to persevere and push through to find what makes it good. So that means it's obviously just kind of good. If you can just pick it up and first time enjoy it, it's probably pretty good, right?
Not cool.
So yeah, I fell down there, kind of a slight fuck up, but it's all good. I will end up having to waste a med pack because of the damage I took below, but as you can see, I know a trick here to get 2 med packs. But again, still kind of wasted one. If I didn't get hit, if I didn't fall, I would be still at 5. Instead I'm at 4, but that's not bad. We're still sitting pretty good here. We're getting close to the end of the game, and the very last level has enough med packs hidden. I know of 2 of them in the final level, and one of them is just I have to use to kind of get through the level. So I get to the end boss with enough of them. Hell, that should be enough, right? But you're fighting a T-Rex. So like, what's going on there? Imagine fighting a Tyrannosaurus. You're at the last level, and it like bites you, and you like what? Put an adrenaline needle into your arm. It's like, oh, I'm good. I got a med pack. Makes no sense. If a T-Rex bites you, you're done. Best looking level in the game. You got these really silly looking fucking Brachiosauruses. Really silly looking, but they also look good. It's a mixture of both. Definitely makes me laugh. Like they're just sort of standing there. It's funny how they make herbivores still dangerous, you know. So there's a reason I included this boss in the thumbnail. It looks awesome. Look at this. You're in the water on a little raft fighting a Brachiosaurus. It's absurd, and that's what makes it awesome. It's fantastic. It's really stupid, but it's great. Pretty easy boss too. Just jump and shoot with the mortar gun. Time it correctly, and yeah, easiest boss hands down. You know, jump there to avoid any damage, but yeah, definitely one of the easiest bosses in the game for sure. Probably the easiest actually. Oh, it does say the Brachiosaurus. So now I want to go back and look and see what it says. If it says Paradon or Pterodactyl or something else crazy I don't even know about. I should have read. But I don't read. I just game. Alright, round 5. Good luck. Final level. Our last parallax scrolling shoot 'em up rail shooting level. Oddly enough, not the hardest. Again, these are just really bonus in my opinion. This is the game just providing a little extra fun, and who has issue with extra fun, right? Like, I wouldn't call them bonus stages because they are key to how you start the next level, so they are essential to play well, but it still adds a lot of variety to the game, and that's something pretty sweet as we shoot yet another T-Rex in the face. Once again, he is still an easy target with his Volkswagen Golf-sized head. Just unloading on him there, and he turns his head to the side. It almost looks like his head gets shot off. First time I did it, I thought it blew his head clean off his body. Alright, cool. We're getting lots of points because we care about that. Alright, final level hype. There's the visitor center. I'm going to rush on into the visitor center. And this level, no question, is somewhat of a labyrinth, to say the least. It's not overly difficult to find your way, but you still kind of have to make a point of learning where to go and what to do. As right now, I'm technically going the wrong way, but for a good reason, for one of those all-important med packs. So there we go. And earlier I mentioned turret guns. Well, here they are, and why this weapon is so useful. Unfortunately, it's not 100% accurate, as I missed my first 3 shots, but stay in the safe zone underneath it, and you will nail it. You can jump and use the dynamite, but it's not quite as effective. So look, two options there. There's already been multiple ways you can go. So you got these guys, they pop out of the wall. Very similar to in the Genesis version. Doesn't look as good, obviously, but still cool that they included it. To be honest, it kind of looks like a Spinosaurus. It has a much more elongated snout. So, like in the Genesis version, it's clearly a T-Rex breaking through the wall. Where there, no, that's too elongated of a snout. That could be just about anything. I love how I like to get really serious about what dinosaur it is, you know? We're going to jump our way past these lasers. I've never once had an issue getting by those lasers. It's like they look more dangerous than they are. Here, though, the music's very bland and kind of boring. I find it very fitting for the level. It's almost like, you know, it's like there's a sense to the tone that you're in a final level. It's not super urgent or scary, but it's more like kind of winding down. It's like letting you know, okay, you are at the end of your journey here, and it is almost done. Yeah, it's tedious, it's annoying. You can just drop down, but again, you risk getting hit, so we're not into rushing, right? We're not speed running it, we're simply no death running it. So in some cases, I'm definitely taking my time here and trying to ensure that I do it as clean as possible. Now, I'm not overly thrilled with how I executed this run. I took a lot of damage in a lot of areas. I wasted several med packs, but in the end, I got the job done, so that's more or less what's important. But again, I like to play the games as smoothly as possible, right? But I am relatively new to the game. Literally, I know Death ran the game a day after my first time beating it. So it's not like I had a ton of experience with the game. So, you know, the more you play it, the more you understand some of the subtle nuance. And here's an area where I will fuck up. And
hit him. For God's sakes.
I don't know how I'm screwing that up, but I am.
How is that possible? Fuck you.
So we use a med pack
All that
to get a med pack.
God damn it.
We're still at 5.
Rat bastard.
And if 5 isn't enough to beat the end boss, well, I don't deserve to beat the end boss. Because he's not really that difficult when you know what to do. But he certainly gets his shots in, and they're very powerful. So basically, if the T-Rex in the end hits you twice, you're dead. So it's like when he hits you once, you're almost obligated to use a med pack right away. So it's like, it's almost a med pack per hit, really, because if you do risk taking a second hit, there's a good chance he'll kill you. In some cases, I'm sure it can take 3 hits for the kill, but in a lot of cases, I believe it's still 2 hits to just get you done, as we are almost here at the end now. So, but yeah, he packs a punch. Like, I think he takes about 3 hit points of a health bar of 5. So I think that math would check out that 2 hits is a kill. So we'll see right here. This is the kind of stuff I can't pay attention to when gaming. So yeah, you jump up with that same gun and drop these boxes on top of his back, not his head. I find when you hit his head, like right there, nothing happens. Okay, so I took a hit. Oh, well, okay, no, I took 2 hits there. So you can take 2 hits before you want to maybe... So no, I'm panicking a little bit. So I used a med pack and immediately he got 2 hit points down. So, yeah, med pack number 2. But anyways, guys, I'm going to say thanks for watching my no death run of Jurassic Park for the Sega Master System. Thank you, Master System Merceau, for recommending it to me. I really like it. Not just saying that, this game was awesome. I don't ever no death run games I don't like. This game is fucking sweet. So once again, thank you for recommending that to me. Jurassic Park on the Sega Master System. Peace out, guys.
How are you still alive? There it is. Wasn't fast. Wasn't super clean. But it is a no death. Fun game. Frustrating at parts. And ideally I wanted to do it quicker and cleaner. But the game sets traps. And they're good traps and you fall into them. So even though that wasn't executed as, cleanly as I would have liked, I still accomplished my goal. No Death Run of Jurassic Park for the Sega Master System is a really awesome game and came highly recommended from Master System Marceau, so I'm going to dedicate this one to him and title it that such. As, this game is pretty dope, I'm not going to lie. It is really, really good. Every game definitely frustrates you when you try to no death run it, but if you play them just casually, they're a whole lot more fun. But I don't know, I'm a masochist, I guess, and like to always do it without dying. But hey, Jurassic Park, it's kick-ass. Thanks for watching.